All right, hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I want to say, call hello, Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Double honors be to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule and teach well. Salutation to you brothers and sisters out there, man. All right. This in transit lesson, want to go into this right here. You know, not literally like go into this, but you'll see what I mean, man. You know, the nation of Israel is very evidently, you know, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you speckled bird, you know, Israelites that may look like other nations. It's very obvious, you know, through scriptural proof, through history, that Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai is dealing with and only with the Israelites. We're the only nation that has been put into captivity like this, man. We're the only nation that has been downtrodden like this. We're the only nation that has been, you know, put so low. Because, yeah, the scriptures talk about the basis of men, but that's talking about the Edomites, the so-called Caucasoid race. It's not talking about the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. But scriptures do go into what? Servants upon horses and princes walking, walking on the earth. Okay? I think it says walking as, or princes walking on the earth as servants or something like that. Roughly paraphrasing, but the point being, man, it's obvious that this is ass backwards right now. Okay, us being in captivity here in Babylon the Great, America, that's ass backwards. It's not supposed to be like this, man. You know? We were supposed to be on top forever. But, you know, we fell. As the sons of God, we fell. Which it was, you know, it's all part of the, the movie, you know, for cinematic purposes, so to speak. Like Elder High Priest Yaquab said, you gotta understand wickedness to appreciate righteousness. You know? This is really, going through these different captivities, especially this one, it's really a humbling experience. You know? But as you can see here, it says America, 1620 AD to present day, which we know, you know, the boats came in 1619 to bring them over here to America. But if I'm not mistaken as well, you actually had some before that even that would bring slaves to, I think, was it Spain or Portugal, if I'm not mistaken? And then, of course, before that, you had, Christopher Columbus, Cristobal Colon. You had, you know, the Conquistador, all of them, you know, Francisco Pizarro, Hernan Cortez. You had all that happen before. You see, so we've really been in captivity even longer than that. You know? Probably about, I mean, if you're talking about the whole nation as a whole, I mean, probably like 500 plus years, you know? Maybe going close to 600. So it's obvious, man, that the Lord is disciplining us. All right, the Lord is chastising us. As a matter of fact, Yahweh always brings this out. Let me go ahead and get this first. Baruch 4 and 6. Baruch chapter 4, verse 6. You were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because ye moved God to wrath, you were delivered unto the enemy. So the Lord is not trying to destroy us in the sense of, you know, take us off the earth as a nation and he's trying to disown us. No, when you got a child, you know, he's your child. You know? Yahweh made promises to our forefathers. You know, now, of course, he didn't have to make those promises, but he cares about us, man. He cared about our forefathers, so he cared about his descendants. You know, that's really the reality of it. And the Lord is not a man that he should lie. It tells us in Malachi 3 and 6 that therefore ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. Because it said the Lord changes not. Okay? So the Lord is not trying to disown us. The Lord is not trying to, you know, the Lord did not abandon us. Like some people say God is dead. You're fucking dumb. What the hell does that even mean? I mean, we understand what you're trying to say with that, but no, man. Okay? That's absurd. That to say that God is dead, or in other words, like God has abandoned us and has just left us, that's completely absurd. Okay, because that would mean that the problems that's going on earth is too much for the Lord to handle, and that's blasphemy, man. Because Yahweh is omnipotent. He's the almighty power. There's none beside him. You know? But the Lord is just disciplining us like his sons, like it goes into in Hebrews the 12th chapter. I'm going to actually go ahead and get this scripture too that the brother had put on there. I believe that's GMS dedication, the brother from Bay Camp. You know, he put that on there. All right, here, Daniel 9 and 12. Salakia. And he hath confirmed his words, which he spake against us, and against our judges that judged us, by bringing upon us a great evil. For under the whole heaven hath not been done as hath been done upon Jerusalem. Okay, and why is that? Because the Lord is only dealing with Israel. It talks about, you know, how certain nations are exalted and blessed, and some are cursed, but it tells you in Sirach that the Lord's portion is Israel. Okay? It talks about, you know, so many scriptures how he's only dealing with Israel. It talks about, you know, it lists Yahweh's favorite animal, plant, by plant I mean flower, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the lily. You know, his favorite different things. And then when it comes to people, his favorite who's who? Israel, Yasha Allah, man. That's why we have the name we have, Yasha Allah. Jacob wrestled that angel and was given the name Yasha Allah. Okay, which means he went from Yaquab, which is Jacob, supplant, to Yasha Allah, which is Israel. He is a prince of power. Okay? That's no light thing to be called the Prince of God. You know, that's essentially like before what we were called, the sons of God. It's essentially the same thing, man. Because a prince is what? The son of a king. Okay? But come on, man. Damn, what was I about to... Oh, yeah, so look. Because it said, you know, it's only been done to Jerusalem. Nobody else is... Which that's referring to Israel. Remember, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. When it talks about Jerusalem coming down from the clouds, or from the heavens, like the new Jerusalem, that's talking about the elect coming out of the chariots. It's not talking about an actual city with 5-bedroom apartments and a pool on the side. You got a movie theater and it's coming out the sky. No, that's just madness, man. Okay? Because if that was the case, then what's the point in having slaves? Like, how are they going to build up the kingdom? Of course, there's always a point to have, you know, slaves, but I'm saying what would be the point? Like the main point, because the main point for us having them is for them to build up our kingdom, which essentially it's, you know, it's very heavy when you think about it. They're going to build up our kingdom, and it's the kingdom that they constantly wanted to throw down and destroy. You know, what is that? Psalms 83, how they all conspired against us. You know, so now they got to build up what they desperately hated so bad and wanted to constantly collapse and fall apart. All right. Oh yeah, I was gonna get the Psalms. I believe it's 147. There we go. Psalms 147, 19 to 20. He sheweth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. And the Lord said what? Because the Lord chastised all Israel. It talks once again back to Hebrews 12. Excuse me. So, chastises every son whom he receiveth. Right? Hold on. I know it's Hebrews 12, but my face is in the way. Let me move my big ass head. So alright. Let me just get to the point. Hebrews 12 and 7. If ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. What son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? So it's even showing you that the Lord, not only does he chastise you, but he gives you the strength to come through it, man. So you can be, a greater man than you were prior to the scenario happening. Whether it's demons plaguing your mind, body ailments, financial issues, a disorderly house, whatever it may be, it all plays a role in your growth. Okay, that's why if you down at 11, it talks about how it's not fun to go through hell to catch hell, but it's necessary. Okay, so we just read that. Verse 8, but if ye be without chastisement, whereof all are partakers, then are ye bastards and not sons. So if Israel's the only nation that really gets chastised, and these other nations they don't really face no chastisement like the nation of Israel, obviously the Lord is only dealing with the nation of Israel, and everybody else is just there. Now if you want to go even further, really, Esau's purpose is to be the antagonist of the movie, so he actually has a major role. But these other nations, they just background characters, man. I mean, in a nutshell, right? But yeah, man, I mean, it proves right there. Okay, the Lord is, there's judgment amongst these other nations, because the judgment goes forth, every morning, as it says in Zechariah, I think, what is that, 3 and 5? Is it Zechariah or Zephaniah? Salakia. But I think it's Zechariah. But the point being, the Lord doesn't chastise these nations, man. The Lord doesn't punish these nations like he punishes Israel, because he's not dealing with these nations, man. You need to understand that, Jake. All right, you got to understand these things, bro. It's not rocket science. It's not. Okay? It's not rocket science. We're not trying to make it rocket science. You know what I'm saying? We're not trying to make this more difficult than it should be. All right, we're trying to break this down as plain as we possibly can, but you just got to meet us halfway and be willing to understand. Well, shit, F us, so to speak, right? F me. You got to meet Yahweh by Shemel Shai halfway. Okay, the Lord is trying to, sup with you, man. But if you're a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American whose lineage goes back to, the tribe of Judah down to Issachar, which that's all a spiritual thing. Romans 8 and 16. You're not going to have the documents. Don't even worry about trying to trace your lineage back 1,000 years, because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to profit nothing. All right? All you're going to end up finding out is that your great-great-great-great-grandfather was from Portugal, because he was one of the Morenos or something. Like, you never, man, don't even worry about that. All right? But it's a spirit, so really, let me rephrase that. If your spirit resonates with this truth, hey, man, pick up your battle armor, pick up your spiritual sword, and let's join the fight, man, against these principalities and wickedness in high places. All right, so Lord will that this was edifying to the elect. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh by Shemel Shai. Double honors be to our apostles, elders, and brothers of Great Millstone, or Salaki. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, blessing, and salutations to you brothers out there, man, and your sisters. Shalom.